morning. So today I thought I would take you with me on a little tour of our garden and see all of the unfinished projects that we are working on at the moment. We're a little bit late in doing the spring clean and everything. As usual, it feels like that has been consistent for the last 3 years because we work a lot in the spring. Hopefully we will get a lot of things done today. But before we can head out to the garden, I'm gonna go down to the train station to pick Nils up because he's been away at work. And after that we're gonna go by the cafe to pick up some pastries. Because I had my birthday a week ago, but we didn't celebrate here at home. I was actually down in Västerås and in Hallstahammar where Nils now works and lives on the weeks because he's down there at the theater doing a project. So I was down there. It was very, very beautiful. I have never celebrated down there before. Like, my birthday is on Valborgsmässoafton, which is like Valpurgis night, I think it's in English. So there was this beautiful fire out on the lake. And then I went to Stockholm to have a birthday weekend with some of my friends. We're a little bit scattered throughout the country, so we met up in Stockholm to have a completely full weekend together, which was so lovely and so needed. I haven't seen them in a while, and it was quite a long time ago that we were able to meet, all 5 of us. So because of that, I haven't celebrated with my mom and my grandmother, so we're just gonna pick up some pastries and then head over to have a fika, just grab a coffee and sit down for a bit, and then we're gonna continue with the work in the garden. Now we're back home after having coffee with my mother and grandmother, and it was very lovely, but now we are ready to head out into the garden, and I will start by giving you guys a tour. It is quite windy out today, so I don't know if we are gonna do the microphone or if all of it is gonna be voiceover because it's too much wind. First we have this project that we did last year. Some of you might have seen it. We repurposed the beds from our guest apartments and turned them into flower beds. We're going to continue working on this project. I want to paint the beds, and I also want to build some arches for plants and flowers to cling on to. And maybe I want to put in like a roof over the center section where we want to have just like a small table and a couple of chairs. We also need to pull out all of the weeds in the pots. Just like last year, these beds will be filled with flowers. We also found this table in the barn, and we are going to reuse it. The foot of the table is very beautiful, but it needs a new top, so that is also on the list. Then we have this at the back of our house. This is a small cabin, so we need to fix that up a bit, especially the porch. And then we have this little garage, which also have our small wood workshop. And if we walk even further down, we have this little triangle of land. As you can see, here we have some hops, like the sticks we need to change. We made some new ones last year, but we didn't have time to actually put them in. Like, they are right there, ready to be used. So what we want to do here is make a little room in the garden with the hops on one side, and then you have all of the bushes on the other side. And then it would be beautiful to have like a fireplace or like a very small barbecue area that could also be used like in the winter. The wind picked up, so I had to change the voiceover. In the front of the house we have another triangle where we have most of our fruit trees. So we call this our little orchard. And last summer I started working on this rose flower bed. It will be level and neat at the end. I was just too eager to get a feeling for how wide I wanted the beds to be, but didn't have time to finish it before the snow came. On the other side we have planted lilacs that will give us a bit more privacy from the road. Underneath the trees there are circular beds for flowers, herbs and strawberries that needs to be fixed with frost-resistant bricks. One of my favorite features in the garden is this large tree stump, and last year I planted climbing roses by it, and I am so happy that they have survived. Having roses survive here is not easy. You really have to choose the sturdier kind, and even then you have to have a bit of luck with the first winter. One of our biggest problems that we need to solve is to build something to hide our recycling station a bit. Right now they are all parked here, right in front of Nils' old car that we also need to tow away. On the other side of the porch is our flower garden. Right now it doesn't look like much, but in a couple of weeks there will be lots of flowers here. The flower beds needs to be fixed with frost-resistant bricks, just like the other ones. and I want to change the shape of the center one where I plant my dahlias. I love to see that what we have planted thrives a bit more each year, especially the white roses that frames everything. Except this one that I accidentally ran over with the lawnmower last year. Here we also have a large plum tree. And on this side of the house we need to continue with the renovation before we can think about the garden. We fixed the roof last year, and this year we need to change the wood paneling. And at the very back I dream about having a fire heated bath, because this part is completely like its own little room in the garden. Here I also have a sword in the stone statue that I did for an art project in high school. The main task of the day was to weed as much as possible, starting with the largest flower bed. 10 minutes in though, this happened, but I continued for a bit out of pure stubbornness. And while I was out in the garden, Nils planted all of our potatoes. We grow all of our vegetables together with my mother on a plot across the road. So my mood took a little bit of a downturn when my tool broke, so I have come inside because I have a package here that I'm really looking forward to. I picked it up when we were down in town, and it is dahlias. I was only supposed to buy a couple because not all of mine have survived the winter. So I picked up a few, but then they had like this really fun on sale package. There was like 10 dahlias deal with like mystery box. So I don't really know what's in here, and I'm really excited to see what colors they are and what type they are. So I think I would just share that with you. I got so excited I actually opened the box, but I haven't looked inside yet. They all come in these packages, and what I do is that I cut them open and then I put some soil in them and then a little bit of water, and then I just leave them in the bags. That way I also have the name and the color of everyone when it's time to plant them outside. Okay, so the first one is a Lady Liberty. I don't actually know what that one looks like, so I'm not an expert in dahlias. Like, I really love them, but the names doesn't really says anything for me. I have a couple of favorites, and those I know, and a couple of them are in this box. But I have my phone here and I'm just gonna check what color they are. Oh, so this is a very white one, like a sort of mid-size white one. That's pretty. Usually I go for the darker colors, like I really love the burgundies, the deep purple, the ones that are almost black, but also like maybe like a pastel. Like one of my favorites is cream de cassis, and there's two of them in here, and then we're just gonna see what the rest are. Then we have Arabian Night, and I think this one is a dark red. I think that this is actually one of those that I ordered, that I picked out. Then we have Sturm Sweet Maria. Then we got Melissa and Marike. Marike? Oh, I don't know. Then we have one of the ones that I ordered, and this is also one of my favorites. This is Cream de Cognac, which is sort of like a sister to the Cream de Cassis. Then we have Bishop of Auckland. Then we have a tartan. Oh, this was a big one. This is Melina Fleur. Also get like confused, like how am I supposed to pronounce these names, because like I'm Swedish, like you know that. English is not my first language, and then you get all of these names that are like, are they Swedish, are they English, are they French, are they some other language, are they Spanish? So So yeah, it's just gonna be a complete mix of pronunciation, and I'm sorry if that is a bother to some of you. Then we have Masterclass. Then we have Comet. Copper Boy. This one I ordered. I have never had it before, but it looks very beautiful in pictures. And I thought about getting it last year, but then it was sold out. So I've got it this year. Then we have BB's Cherry Noir, Pink Andor. Now we came to the Cream de Cassis, and I think there's another one. Yeah. Oh, this was big. I got 2 of those. I am very bad at marking up the dahlias when I take them into winter storage. So I actually don't know which ones have survived and which not, because I have one place where I set them down. So I just put them there, and then just like the colors are just mixed. So yeah, I don't have time in the autumn to actually be that careful. I probably should, but I'm not. And then lastly we have another one of the Cream de Cognac. So that got out of hand. I have a lot, but also I plan to give some of them to my mother. Now I will just open them up, put in a little bit of soil, and then I will store them inside for another couple of weeks until we are certain that the frost is over. Like in this part of Sweden, like it could actually happen that we get frost like in the late May. So just to be careful, like you really want to be certain that there is no frost coming by. Then I went out to do some more weeding after Niels found me another hand rake. And to finish off the day, I picked the first bouquet of the season.